we're all doing too much. And what that usually means is that we're not doing everything well and we end up exhausted. Hi, I'm Dana Zellers and I'm a corporate and executive coach. And today I wanted to give you a few tips on how to create less is more. Tip 1, figure out your priorities. So we want to do a lot of things, but what's really important? What's really tied to our values? What's tied to our goals? What is our zone of genius? Where are we making the most impact? Think about that first, and then you can start figuring out where you should be spending your time. Tip 2, the 6 Ds. So gather up your to-do list, your emails, your meetings, take a look at everything that you have going on in your life and go through the 6 Ds. Delete. So first you want to remove everything that you can from the list. You're not going to get to everything, so why don't you just now proactively decide which are the things that you're not going to do. Defer. So maybe you can't delete everything, but does it need to be done now? If it can be done later, put it on a later list and refer to it later. Diminish. So maybe we still have to do it, but maybe we don't have to do it to the grandest scale. What is the bare minimum that we can do that's going to satisfy what this task is requiring? Digitize. So there are some things that we do all the time, and we could probably just take a minute and invest some time into making things easier. Are you always sending the same email replies? That's a great thing to create as a template so you can just shoot it out next time. Delegate. So maybe it needs to be done, but maybe it doesn't need to be done by you. So think about at your work if there are other people that can do things. Think about in your personal life if you want to hire somebody to clean your house, or if maybe it's just been a long day and you want to get takeout and you don't cook that dinner. Maybe your friends plan your next outing instead of you. And then lastly, do. Everything else that's left is something that you have said is a priority for one reason or another and you should be moving forward on. Tip 3, learn to say no. So you've just gone through this exhaustive practice of making sure that you're only working on the most important things, and yet someone shows up and asks us to do something and we say yes. Sometimes it's out of guilt, sometimes because we want to, but use that same criteria to decide, is this a priority and I'm going to do this instead of one of those other things that I already have on my list that I've said is really important to me. So you don't have to give an excuse, you don't have to get a reason. You can say, I have other commitments. You can also not answer right away. So sometimes delaying the response gives you time to think it through, figure out if it makes sense. Sometimes the person forgets about it and might not ask you again. Doing less things isn't usually our natural instinct, but it's really going to allow you to focus on the things that are important to you and doing them in a quality way. It's also going to mean that you're going to have more time to think through things and just live a happier life. I know it's not simple, but if you'd like to talk more about this or anything else that will help you get ahead at work, please reach out.